Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestling Companions review of Money in the Bank. Guys, we're about 24 hours, not even, um, removed from Money in the Bank. And I don't know, it was a solid show. I think it was very solid overall. Very few low points, a whole lot of high points. Couple of weird things, weird decisions, but it is what it is. So yeah, let's without further ado, let's get into it. Things kick off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I will say this is one of those instances where it was kind of low, kind of the match started off kind of slow and it honestly never really picked back up. The ladies seemed to take a lot of time setting up spots that didn't really pay off enough to warrant the amount of time it was taking to set them up. I think ultimately in the end we have the right winner. You have your right winner in Naomi. I think it's a fantastic choice. I think it was the right choice. But I don't know. It was just very odd. Like there was a point in time where they did a double sunset flip power bomb. I think it was Roxanne and I think it was like Julia or somebody on the other side. And they did them to somebody and they did them like at the same time onto ladders. And it sounds like it would be cool. Even in your head picturing it, you would think it'd be really cool. But it just kind of was like, meh. And they took 10 years setting it up. And that was just kind of like the general vibe from the whole show was just a lot of setting things up and let's wait. And I don't know. I think it just gave the whole ladder match itself a weird vibe. And nothing like last year. Last year, I think we got the perfect mix of fantastic choice for winner with a fantastic match all the way around with your crazy spots that you expect from ladder matches, but you're just your general good craps. And I just felt like this year's women's Money in the Bank ladder match was just lacking a lot of that. So I don't really know what the problem is. I don't know if I don't want to say it's because of these NXT call-ups because clearly these women in this NXT call-up are fantastic because we saw on Friday night in their 6-woman tag match that they can bang. They can put on great matches. So it was just kind of odd, especially seeing them in that 6-woman tag on Friday do such an amazing job in that match to come to this match and it just kind of be meh. So yeah, at the end of the day, fantastic choice in Naomi in winning the Money in the Bank. I think she's a fantastic Miss Money in the Bank. I can't wait to see her lurking around on SmackDown. Shoot, even Raw, why not? I mean, she's got the briefcase. I'm excited to see her lurking around, watching and waiting and buying her time until it is the perfect moment to strike. I love it. Congratulations to Naomi. We go from there into a fantastic match in Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental Championship. This is their second match. Obviously, they had that first match at Backlash. Their second match in this feud. They've had a match prior at NXT. Don't let me act like they have wrestled before then. Backlash, they put on an amazing match where I kind of thought it was weird that Lyra won, but it is what it is. It makes sense. But the way they set this one up, there were like things I liked about it and things I didn't. I never liked the stipulation of if I lose, I can never challenge for that title as long as you're a champion. Because in most cases, like 9 out of 10, it means that person's winning that title. Because it would be a shame for them to never compete with that for that title again. It would be a shame for that feud to just end, especially with a feud as good as Lyra and Becky has been, because I'm telling you guys, I don't know who or why we give Becky Lynch so much crap for being a heel. Like, I get it. We love her. So it's hard for her to be a believable heel. But guys, I don't care, man. Dude, she's doing everything right. She's cutting the promos that you would want her to cut. And I don't know, man. I believe her as a heel. And I love her as a heel. I think she's great. I think she's very entertaining as a heel. And I think she gets a lot of criticism saying she can't be a believable heel. And I disagree. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just being biased. But I think this feud with Lyra has not only elevated Becky. I mean, she didn't really need much more elevating, but I think it has just taken her even more. But it has leaps and bounds propelled Lyra, because the crowd is finally starting to get behind Lyra, because Lyra can wrestle her ass off. She can put on a 5-star match. She can put on an amazing match in ring, but nobody believes her. So it's all about believability, and I think Becky has gotten Lyra over with the fans, and I think that's what she needed, and I think that's the biggest thing from this feud. At the end of the day, I think Becky Lynch was the correct winner, because it means we can continue this feud. So yeah, we move on to a match that actually wasn't official before the show. Well, it was official before the show, but if you don't watch Worlds Collide, if you don't watch everything, you probably didn't even know that this match was a thing, because it got announced literally before the show at Worlds Collide. Dominic Mysterio versus Octagon Jr., because Octagon Jr. was in a 6-man tag match with the LWO, which he won, and then he got into a spat with Dominic Mysterio, and then Dominic Mysterio and them started brawling, and then Dom basically said, "I'll see you at Money in the Bank. I'll make sure to put this title on the line." And here we are, and heck yeah, dude. It's a great way to show what AAA has, because if you didn't watch Worlds Collide, you didn't watch it, and that's okay. Not everybody did. I think it's an absolute shame. If you didn't, you definitely should check it out. But if you didn't, this was a great way to see, hey, this guy is some of the best that they have in AAA outside of Vikingo. We're gonna give him a marquee match with Dominic Mysterio and see what he does in a nice quick match. It wasn't a very long match. It was a very quick match. I think it was 5 minutes maybe. But it was a showcase of what Octagon could do. He did some dope moves. He was doing these cool where he would spring off the ropes and he would spin. That was really cool. He would do those. Dude, they're just showing you what AAA has for you. I will say I am tired of these thrown together title defenses for Dominic. I want something concrete. I want something legit. I want a real feud for Dominic Mysterio. What are these micro feuds? These not even a few feuds. That's my only gripe with that. Because I think the match itself wasn't bad at all, honestly. Yeah. Then we move on to C. This is one of the weird decisions. After watching this match and during this match, I was thinking, why was the men's Money in the Bank ladder match not the main event? I get Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and John Cena and Logan Paul, both of your world champions. I get it. But my God, this is what the women were missing. This was fantastic. I love this ladder match, man. It was so much fun with crazy spots, with crazy shenanigans. Basically, they're just doing crazy moves, crazy bumps. There was this really cool spot where like Penta's at the top of the ladder, and a ladder gets like kind of pushed over, and El Grande Americano like jumps on it. He climbs onto that, jumps onto like another ladder, climbs onto that, and then like jumps over to like the main ladder that Penta was on and like stops him. And then LA Knight like climbs those ladders, kind of like El Grande just did, and then he like grabs El Grande and fucking suplexes him off of the ladder, which was nutty. And then at one point, Seth's down. Everybody's down pretty much. And Seth kind of looks over at Paul Heyman and he gives him the signal. He's like, send them out. Send the boys out. Letting you know, send the bronze. Send Braun and Bronson. Send the bronze to help him out, you know? Like, there's no DQs in this match. There's no... So, why not have them help you? So... Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed come out and just start wreaking havoc to the field. El Grande Americano takes a nasty spear and he's done the rest of the match. Then who was it? It was then Solo and his crew, JC and Jacob, come out to help him, and then JC Mateo gets speared through a barricade. Then Bronson Reed and Jacob Fatu kind of stare off, and Bronson Reed gets hit with this insane pop-up Samoan drop by Jacob Fatu, just showing why Jacob Fatu is just not human. Because do you know how big Bronson Reed is? So big that they put big in his name. He is not just Bronson Reed. He is Big Bronson Reed. Because that mother trucker is like 400 pounds. That's a big, meaty boy. And he just threw him up. Boom. Like it was nothing. Jacob Fatu is an animal. But Jacob Fatu clears out the ring, clears out, and basically just makes the way for Solo. And Solo's like, haha, bet. I'm just going to climb this ladder. Like, we good. Like, we coasting right now. And then he's, like, showing his love and appreciation to Jacob. But, guys, if you remember, on SmackDown, who was sneak dissing? It was Solo. Solo was sneak dissing on Jacob. He was talking mad crap, saying all gas, no brains about Jacob, his own cousin. Well, Jacob caught him. Jacob caught him talking shit. He didn't say nothing because he had a plan. He was going to do something. He wasn't just going to confront him then and there. He was going to wait till Solo's guard was down to when Solo trusted him. And that's exactly what happened. Guys, Solo started climbing the ladder. He was good. He was coasting. I'm about to go get this briefcase. Next thing you know, Jacob grabs his leg. And he's just like, hey, man, what's this about? Where you got my leg? And Jacob goes, I hate you. Pulls him down, super kick. Then tries to murder him with a Uranagi through a freaking ladder. Guys, Jacob Fatu is officially a babyface. He may not act any different. He may not carry himself differently. But it don't matter. Because he was already getting babyface cheers. And now with this, he's a babyface, man. And we just strapped the rocket ship to him. And he's going to the stars, to the moons, and beyond. That man is a future WrestleMania main eventer, and it's happening very soon because that man is fantastic. Then we end up getting later on a hope spot because the field is kind of cleared. It's really just kind of LA Knight and Seth Rollins at this point. Seth Rollins starts climbing. LA Knight pulls him down. Then he makes you believe he's about to go and get it done. Seth Rollins pulls him down. He goes for a BFT. Seth kind of like rakes his face, throws him into the ladder. Stomp. Seth Rollins climbs the ladder. Seth Rollins is your Mr. Money in the Bank. And honestly, I don't know where we're going with LA Knight. I don't know what this means for LA Knight, because this is the third year in a row for LA Knight that he had all the momentum. He was the favorite going into this match. And for the third year in a row, he didn't get it done. For the third year in a row, we are left trying to remain faithful in someone that it seems like the company doesn't have faith in. So it's just hard. But if you didn't pick LA Knight, dude, there was not another better option than Seth Rollins. Honestly, Seth Rollins made the most sense outside of LA Knight because of his new faction, because of the story he's telling about how he wants all the power and all the control to shape the WWE in the way he wants. And the ultimate way to do that is to be the champion, to have the championship, and to dictate the future. Well, the best way to dictate the future of the championship, if you don't have the championship, is the Money in the briefcase. So therefore, he has it. Now he can walk around with, Paul Heyman probably carrying it everywhere he goes. And just, tempting. Because now, all champions. Because honestly, beforehand, it just seemed like the most likely candidate to get cashed in on was Jey Uso. Now it feels like all the candidates are up for grabs, because I feel I could see a world where Seth Rollins cashes in on John Cena and takes that belt. It makes sense. You could make it work because it's Seth freaking Rollins. So, great things. Solid ladder match. Kind of bummed about LA Knight, but happy for Seth Rollins. Then we get into the main event. We got Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. It was an okay match. Honestly, the majority of it was them just beating up on Jey Uso for a long period of time. And then kind of near the end, there was some legit action that was kind of happening where they kind of stuff kind of unfolded and tags kind of went out the window, and it didn't really matter who was tagged. There was a spear by Jay onto John onto a announce desk. Then Jay's laying there because, he just hit John with a spear, and he's laying on the announce desk. And Logan Paul hits an insane moonsault, springboard moonsault onto the table and breaks the table, which was just gnarly. Later on, there's an amazing shot with Logan. He's got this drone, and it comes to him, and he's about to do his frog splash, but he took too long, and Cody jumps up there, hits him with a superplex in the drone camera view, the drone shot view the whole time. You're seeing it from that close-up view of him superplexing him. And then I will say the only thing that kind of sucked about that is because you almost kind of missed the Uso splash, because immediately after he gets hit with an Uso splash, and I don't know, the drone camera for that was kind of weird because it didn't really catch it all that well. But no, that was still sick. And there were some sick spots. This match saved itself in the end because of the fun spots. And then the thing that happened that I know we're all here for, ladies and gentlemen, it was not a work. In fact, he was fired, and he's back now. R-Truth, ladies and gentlemen, Ron, the Truth Killings, is back, and he slid into the ring, hooded up, masked up. He hits John Cena with the title belt, of course, when the ref wasn't looking, because he's a genius. Then he takes his hood off, takes his mask off to reveal that R-Truth is back, baby, and he screwed John Cena. John Cena gets hit with the title belt. Crossroads, 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes just pinned John Cena. So there's that, setting up their feud later on, because obviously Cody needed to kind of get one back on John a little bit after WrestleMania and everything. So that's good. That'll lead to their feud probably. Maybe SummerSlam. I don't know. Just depends on when they want to do it. But R-Truth is back, guys. See, I don't want to give not even WWE, but TKO any credit for this at all. This was not a genius maneuver. They pulled the wool over our eyes or anything like that. No, guys, what legit happened is what legit happened here. R-Truth was let go because of dollars and cents by a big company who didn't care about how loyal he was for all these years, and the fans who pay money to watch this show, to watch these shows, to watch WWE, were pissed about it, and they let them know. And guess what? We forced their hands. All of those crowds chanting, "We want truth," guess what? They listened. Because it has been confirmed that it was not a work. R-Truth is back because of us, guys. Because of every single one of us who thought it was egregious that they got rid of Truth. And we're chanting it at the top of our lungs that we wanted him back home. R-Truth is back home with us where he belongs in the WWE. And I could not be happier. Truth, welcome home, guy. Love you, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Money in the Bank. Overall, a pretty solid PLE. Can't complain. I'm very excited to see what happens with these Money in the Bank briefcases down the line. And yeah, guys, be sure to check out my Raw Rundown Smack Talk every Friday. Well, not Friday, but Friday Night SmackDown. So we'll be reviewing every Friday Night SmackDown. We also got Elimination Chamber reviews. I got all kinds of match watch-alongs on the Patreon. Right now we're doing Money in the Bank. We're going to be moving on next week with all kinds of different matches from different promotions and all kinds of different things. Make sure you guys check out all of the exclusive content on Patreon, on YouTube, on Instagram. Everywhere you get anything, I'm probably on there at The Wrestling Companion. Guys, thank you very much. I'm out. Deuces.